What's good, y'all? I am finagling, or whatever you call it, this camera. So hopefully this is gonna work out. It has been a minute. I am super excited to jump back into the vlogging world and present to you guys more helpful content that can help you navigate this current age and time in this world. What I'm going to talk to you about is called EFT. If you've been rocking with me for a minute, then you know that I've done some of these live on my Instagram at Tatiana Tarot. And if you have not, well, then you're in for a treat. EFT is called Emotional Freedom Tapping Technique, or EFT. Emotional Freedom Tapping Technique. Is all the same, but essentially what we're working with here is a healing modality that dives into the subconscious by accessing certain meridian points on your body, on your physical body, tapping on these certain meridian points to now then release the pent-up energy and blocked emotions that are in the physical body or in the psyche, in the subconscious, bringing them up to the surface and allowing them room to breathe and to be released, so that now we can call in and bring in new programming that we're very much in alignment with, new things we want to manifest or call into our lives, new emotions and declarations that we are feeling is really in alignment with our truth and who we truly are. So this EFT tapping technique is just that. It is a simple tapping practice that you can implement anywhere in your life. I've done this while driving. I've done this while waiting for the train in New York. I've done this under meditative states. I've done this sipping tea and coffee in the morning. I've done this when I am triggered and need to just hold space and operate from a space of grace, and pull this out of my spiritual toolkit, my well-being toolkit, so to speak, to then de-escalate any emotions that I am feeling, or allowing them kind of space to be, and to transmute these emotions into something that is going to be much more fruitful and positive for me overall. So one, you can do this anywhere at any time, so long as that you're not obviously driving on the road that you can't multitask. We do have to implement common sense here. You can do it anywhere, just about. The purpose is to facilitate inner transformation, shift those sticky emotions and sticky energy that we may not even be cognizant of, that lies deep within us, and to grant them access to move themselves out of our bodies, and to shift that energy into something that is just more in alignment with what we want, who we are, and what we want to feel like, right? We get to be the masters of our own energy field if you so choose to learn how to operate that path. And so this is one of the toolkits that I have been exposed to for many years now, and I've been using, that has been incredibly impactful in my life. I think everybody should have access to this, or at least know how to do it. It's really real simple, and once you know the fundamentals, you can essentially mix and match and play with whatever it is that you might need to tap on or release emotionally. Okay, so I wanted to give you the basis of that. Now, like I did say before, it is a tapping technique, and so there are certain meridian points, certain grid lines on your body that we are going to be tapping on, that stores up this energy, that maintains this energy and keeps it on lock. And so upon tapping on that, you're releasing it, you're letting it go. It's got the green light to move on. And so some of those meridian lines you will see vary from practitioner to practitioner, person to person, video to video. If you look up EFT on YouTube, you're going to see a lot more people talking about this. Everybody and their mama's trying to do it, which I don't blame them, because it's really helpful and impactful. But you will see that there are variants, a variety of ways that you can tap. Some people just tap from here up. Some people do the whole 10 yards and everything. Some people just want it quick and easy. So it really is contingent on how deep you want to do the exercise, how much time you have throughout your day, and what you want to lean into for your own self-care practice. For the sake of my future videos and this video, which is just introducing the EFT practice to you, we're going to go through about, I think there are about 8 or 9 grids that I'm going to be tapping on. And the first one's going to be the karate chop, which is along the sides of your palms here. And you could do both sides. You could just do one side. Okay. It's going to be effective either way. So I like to karate chop there. That's 1. Top of my head, that's 2. So like in the center of your head, where your crown chakra is, where your ori is, your higher self is, boom, you would tap that. That's 2. At the ridge inside of your eyebrows, boom, 3. Side of your temples, 4. Underneath your eyelids, 5. Underneath your nose, 6. Underneath your lower lip, 7. Your collarbone, 8. And underneath your underarms, just directly underneath, 9. So boom, I love it. That's my number, 9. So it's really 9 spots that we're tapping on if you're going to be doing it along with me. Okay, and again, I kind of did both sides with both hands. You could just do one side. You know, it's just as effective, like I mentioned before. Boom. So you've got the 9 meridian points that we're going to be accessing. Now, before we start EFT, it's important to know what it is that you're going to be tapping on. And EFT, it's such a wonderful technique. You can really tap on anything that is causing discord in you. If you had a funky day and you can't shake that energy off, and you just want to basically lift yourself up or just clear it out of your body, you could do tapping for that. If you're trying to lose weight and trying to shift your mindset to something that is just much more aligned and in tune with your vision for your ideal body and your mindset for your ideal body, you can tap for that. If you want to tap on money consciousness, you could tap for that. If you want to tap to attract your ideal lover, you could tap for that. If you want to tap to heighten your intuition, you could tap for that. So as you can see, there's a variety of topics, endless amount of topics that you can tap on, or you can create your own intimate list of things that you specifically want to tap on. Like I had a big fuss with my boyfriend, and I didn't like the way that he talked to me regarding this topic, and every time we talk about this topic, there seems to be discord in the relationship. And so if you have some sort of a triggering point, a point of discord, a point of dis-ease in your body or in your emotional frame point, then that is something that you can definitely tap on to release that resistance, to make the pathway of that energy flow much more harmoniously, or be given some sort of a road to go on so that it can shift into a better emotion or a much more fruitful, beneficial emotion and energy for you. Okay. So if you're in my Kismet community, which is my monthly membership, we will be doing a big series on tapping with all of the tarot cards, tapping with the archetype, going with those themes, and implementing tarot in a way that we can use EFT to heal and guide us. We will be doing that. But we will also have a lot of additional videos on my YouTube channel that are just much more generic and basic to give you some sort of toolkit to use on. That will be coming up soon enough. Okay, so just to let you know. Now, so you've got your topic, you've got the 9 meridian points. So what do we do from there on? So what I like to do, and how this practice was taught to me, is accessing a scale from 1 to 10, engaging on that scale before you start tapping how you feel from 1 to 10. So 1 being like, I feel the shittiest, I feel not good, I don't feel good. 10 being like, I feel most amazing, I feel Gucci, I'm thriving, I'm happy, right? You want to kind of gauge where you're at emotionally, what your spirit is feeling like at this present time, so that when you're done with the tapping technique, you go back and you use that scale again to see how you feel, and then you can determine and discern, did this work? Do I need to tap on it more? Oh, I'm showing a lot of resistance. I'm tapping in this topic. So that gives you clarity on things that you need to work on energetically. It's going to take some time. Now, I do want to say that before moving forward, this is not a one-stop shop. You don't just tap on one time only, and that's it, that's done. Although you might see immediate results and you'll see things shift in your life as a result of that energy moving, there may be cases where you have to tap over and over again just to continuously release that energy, right? To break it down. So bear that in mind, okay? That tapping should be something that you could do several times throughout the day. You can do it right before you actually get up to do whatever you do during your daytime. You could do it right before you go to bed. You could do it while you're eating lunch, okay? Really just get into the mindset of how many times during the day can I serve me and give back to myself, and holding forth the intention to actually do that, to actually invest in yourself, okay? Now, from a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to kind of feel what you're feeling and pick a number. So I'm going to say 7, 8. It would be like me to be like, both numbers, please. So let's go 7.5 for me. You pick your number. And what we're going to now do is, whenever we're feeling feelings of discord, emotions that are not really our truth, emotions that make us feel a type of way that is not authentic to who our spirits really are, we're going to tap on those emotions. We're going to acknowledge what we're feeling and how funky we're feeling and how we're not feeling fresh to death, basically, right? And as we say what we're feeling, those emotions of discord, those sentiments of dis-ease, you're not at ease, you're tapping on the meridians as you say that, so that your meridians are now releasing this emotion and it's bringing it up, right? And then you're going to tap again with the new declarations of what it is that you're bringing into your life, what it is that you're replacing that energy that you're releasing with, what juju you're replacing it with, what affirmations, declarations, wishes, wants, desires, what you're calling into your life. It's like you're reprogramming yourself as if you are a computer system. And I tell this all the time to my students. This is just a way to rewire your nervous system. It's a way to rewire your subconscious, so that your subconscious is working on autopilot for you, not against you. Okay? So let's pick a topic. Let's just pick a random topic, and we're going to tap really quickly. What's something everybody's got issues with? Self-love. Boom, right? Guys said self-love, please. So let's just make this up on the go. Feeling a 7.5 on my scale, and I'm going to tap on self-love. I'm going to start with the karate chop, just tapping very lightly and just saying what comes to mind. So even though I'm not feeling my best, and I don't feel like I'm performing at the genius level that I am known to perform, I still love and accept myself as I am completely. Okay? So we're saying the emotion that brings us discord. We're being honest with our feelings. And then we're replacing it with something else that we want to bring in. Okay? Even though I may not be where I want to be in my career, I still love and accept myself as I truly am, and I am still thriving. Inhale, exhale. Some days I wake up and I criticize myself real hard. Some days I'm not feeling truly in my body and not fully in my power. But I love and accept myself as I am anyway. Moving on. Sometimes it could be very difficult to see the God in me. Sometimes it can be very difficult to stay in alignment with my power. But I love and accept myself as I am either way. Underneath. Sometimes I can feel really funky about my body. And I criticize myself. For not being at the body weight that I want to be. But I love and accept myself as I am either way. Moving on. Sometimes I'm really harsh on myself and I don't even realize that a lot of mental chatter is just going on and I'm beating myself up. But I'm that bitch, the exalted, the one, never the two, and I love myself unconditionally anyway. So moving on, as you get, and obviously this could be much more nuanced, much more detailed, cater to your personal experience. I'm just making shit up as I go along. But you're tapping and you're acknowledging the difficult emotions that you're feeling charged by. Ideally, you want to do the EFT when you're feeling charged by something, when you have a specific intention for something, you want to manifest something, you want to release anything that's blocking that. And it doesn't always have to be when you're charged. Like I said, you can do it several times throughout the day and just tap, right? And you just keep on tapping. Now, a full circuit would be each of those 9 meridian points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would be 1 round. You could do as many rounds as you need. I would recommend 2 to 3 rounds of same declarations, affirmations. Eventually in the 2nd or 3rd round, you could just program, I am my ideal body shape and body weight. I love myself unconditionally for who I am. I am now thriving in every area of my career. I am overflowing with joy, passion, and creativity. Everything I touch turns to gold, right? And so you keep on going. Boom. Before I leave, there's a couple of things that I have forgotten to mention as I was exiting that I need to mention. So we went over the meridian lines and the grid lines on your body. We went over scaling and discerning where you're at emotionally before you do the tapping technique. We went over how to do the tapping technique. Now we go back after you're done. Go measure yourself again. So I was at a 7.5 when we started and I feel a little bit better. I feel like an 8. So I will give myself that. And that was not even completing a full circuit of the tapping technique, but I feel lighter. All right, you guys will experience that in your own ways. Go ahead and gauge yourself after you do 2 to 3 cycles, okay? And then consume buku water, okay? Consume water, because with any healing modality, whether it's Reiki, whether it is a massage, whether you go to a dance class, whether you're exercising and working out, you're still letting go of the energy. You're still clearing the pathways in your body. And water is the healer. Water is the nurturer. Water nourishes us in many ways, not just on the physical level, but spiritual and emotional as well. And so water is an excellent conduit to clear the pathways of any resistance and anything that has been just kind of piling up, eagerly waiting to get our attention. Water is going to make you feel better. Water is going to help you process everything that you've just released and let go and reprogrammed. And it's going to help make the shift more easeful for you. As you are tapping, you may notice yourself having particular reactions. You may notice yourself being very emotional, crying, shivering, shaking, burping, sighing, what have you. You could take those as indications that your body is releasing whatever it is that you're working through. Especially if you get emotional, if you find yourself getting teary-eyed or triggered about something, you want to lean into those emotions and just kind of tap into what you're feeling. Like, I'm feeling particularly vulnerable. When I think about this, my mind goes here. And I'm still very triggered about this event that happened in my life. And just lean into the emotions. This is a time for you to really be transparent with yourself, to be vulnerable with yourself, to give yourself that grace that is needed to fully surrender into the experience, be very present, but also transforming, letting the energy just be who it wants to be in its next iteration of life. So yes, it took the space of this particular emotion in your body. It came up. You're releasing it, and now it's going to be transmitted into something else, right? And so the water is very beneficial in that process. And so it is very beneficial with yourself being very honest and transparent and allowing yourself to be vulnerable and shedding whatever layers are coming up for you during that time. Okay. And so, yeah, I think that's basically what I wanted to share with you. I would always note, I would not always know, but I will say, try to keep a journal of your EFT process. This is a funky black-owned journal. I got it from Target. I forget the name. I think it's called Be Rooted. Be Rooted. Okay, I will be linking that below. But this is a journal that whenever I do my inner work, my spiritual work, my whatever you want to call it, I take my notes, because a Virgo's going to do what a Virgo's going to do, and that's take notes. But I was going to say that it's a great system for you to track your progress, to see what has shifted in your life. What is shifting in your inner life as well as your outer life as a result of this tapping. And maybe you want to implement it into your day-by-day routine. As you're brushing your teeth, you could theoretically tap with one hand, brush with the other. Or just even taking that sacred time to do it right before you go to bed. Really allowing yourself to process and release before you get some rest, and do it again the next morning. I would love to hear about your EFT experiences, what your favorite topics are, and any suggestions as to what videos you would like to see me do, what topics you'd like to see me tap on to help you guys out as well. Let me know below. And again, if you're in the Kismet, then we're going to be leaning into this a little bit more in depth, using all the cards of the tarot. I'm so excited because I don't know anybody that's doing that. So stay tuned.